Welcome back to my channel and welcome to this week's video. A couple of weeks ago we got the Ninja Creami. We have had a lot of fun with it, haven't we, Nat?
Yes.
She's right there. Put your head in, say yes.
Yes.
And what overwhelmingly came through from you guys in the comments on the video where we unboxed it and worked with it is you wanted to see sorbet recipes. Somebody's speeding around the estate. So I have got 4 sorbet recipes for you today, ranging from extremely simple with no prep whatsoever to slightly more complicated, and I hope it goes well. We will start with the absolutely zero prep. Now this is peach, and I'm not hugely confident, and the reason for that is because I didn't blend the peaches first. I read the Ninja recipe book, and in the back section it says no prep inspiration chart, and it says you can put in 400 grams of canned peaches. It says fill tub with fruit and juice from can, cover with lid and freeze 24 hours, and then program on sorbet. It didn't say anything about blending it first. Let's see what happens. There is my frozen can of peaches. Now I used Aldi's own brand, and oh, that's not what I want to do. And they were in syrup, not in juice, because that's what they had. So I didn't add any extra sugar or anything, and I'm kind of expecting it to be quite sweet. So it goes into the bit of the machinery, and I'm going to press the sorbet button. And I'll be back with you when it's done. That has had one spin on sorbet, and I wasn't sure whether it would have to go through again, but it seems to have come out really well. I can see some lumps around the side here, some bits that don't look like blended properly. But let's have a scoop out the top and see how we get on. Peach sorbet. That is that's delicious. If I had ordered a sorbet from a shop or restaurant and this came out, I would be very pleased. Delicious. And that was just a can of peaches in syrup, nothing added whatsoever, and one spin on sorbet. That is banging. My second recipe was also very little prep. This one is pineapple coconut sorbet, and this is from the Ninja recipe book. For the pineapple coconut sorbet, you need 110 grams of canned pineapple, drained, 100 millilitres of canned pineapple juice from the same can, 200 ml of full-fat coconut milk, and 2 tablespoons of icing sugar. And you whisk all of this together in a bowl to combine. Into the creamy tub, on with the lid, and as always, freeze for 24 hours. Let's process this one. Again, that's only been spun once and it's come up beautifully. This is the one I'm most excited about. However, having said that, it doesn't smell how I expected it to. Let's get a scoop out. Here it is. I feel like it's got an odd smell to it. Let's taste it. That's actually delicious. What I think would be nice is a little sprinkle of desiccated coconut on top. I think that will give it just an extra edge. Certainly if I was going to serve this in any kind of eating establishment, which of course I'm not because I don't run one, a little bit of desiccated coconut on top would finish it. Oh yeah, maybe even a grating of dark chocolate. Just a very fine. That's really good. For my next trick, it's a classic lemon sorbet. Again, this one is from the Ninja recipe book that came with the Creami. Little bit more complicated, but still a very, very simple recipe. Very simple indeed. The ingredients for a classic lemon sorbet are 100 grams of caster sugar, 1 tablespoon of golden syrup, 210 ml of hot water heated to around 60 to 70 degrees Celsius, and 100 millilitres of lemon juice. And as before, we're going to whisk all that together, pop it into the tub and freeze it for 24 hours. Let's spin it and see what happens. Now this one is a lot runnier. I took all of these out of the fridge about 15-20 minutes before I was ready to start filming because somebody said on a YouTube video I watched that was better for your machine. Perhaps the lemon didn't need to come out. Perhaps the lemon would have been better off being spun because that's not a sorbet, that's more of a soup. Let's find out what it's like flavour-wise. I'm not going to bother trying to get a scoop out of there. That is excellent. That is one of the best lemon sorbets I've ever had, and it was very simple. The only thing I would learn from that is to not let this one thaw at all before I processed it. I will process directly from frozen next time, but that is absolutely gorgeous. Oh, that's a real winner. Lastly, we get into slightly more complicated territory. This is a dark chocolate sorbet. It is, again, from the Ninja recipe book. It was a slightly more complicated procedure in that I had to warm some stuff on the stove, but I'm quite interested to see what it tastes like. Now, this was a slightly more involved recipe and process. I had to chop 120 grams of dark chocolate. I then had to weigh 120 grams of caster sugar, 45 grams of cocoa powder, and I needed 450 millilitres of water. I had to put the water, the caster sugar and the cocoa powder into a saucepan together and reach those to a simmering point. This mixture then had to be poured back over the chopped dark chocolate, whisked until the chocolate melted and then cooled before being put into the tub and frozen for the 24 hours. Let's spin this one. This is another one that probably didn't need any thawing first. It's gone quite runny, quite runny. I wouldn't say I could scoop that. So again, this is probably another one that doesn't need to be defrosted at all before processing. Let's give it a go. It's extremely rich. Now, I'm not a dark chocolate person, I'm a milk chocolate lover, but that is extremely rich. If you are a lover of dark chocolate, this will be the one for you, but you won't need much of it, I don't think. I do think that would make an amazing base for a chocolate milkshake. And there's a milkshake button on here. Shall I give that a go? Now I'm very glad I bought spare tubs. I bought 4 additional tubs for the Creami from Amazon, and I will put the link in below. I'll put the link into the Creami and to the spare tubs, so that you guys can have a look. Now I'm going to put one ice cream scoop of the chocolate sorbet, and I'm going to go up to the max fill line with milk. Do I want more chocolate than that? Maybe I'll put another little bit of sorbet. What's the worst that can happen? That's kind of 1.5 scoops then. And that's taken me up to the max fill line. And we'll put it back into the machine and we'll spin it on the milkshake setting. The first thing I notice is that I've got some overspill, so I must have overfilled it slightly. It does look amazing though. That is very good. It's not a thick icy milkshake like a McDonald's one, it's thinner than that. The chocolate flavour is immense. That's really good. So if you really like dark chocolate, then I think the sorbet would be lovely, but as I said, don't thaw it before you spin it. It didn't need that. If the dark chocolate is a bit too rich for you, you can make it into an amazing milkshake. I've got some cleanup to do from my spillage. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, let me just turn this light on a second. There we go, there I am. If you have any questions, do drop them in the comments below. There are other recipes in the book from gelato and things like that, so I may be back with another Ninja Creami recipe sometime soon. And with all that said, I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye for now.